All right. So welcome back to another scene for Lost Cub, where for once we do not start with a big ugly house. No, indeed. We will start instead out behind the house as Abby has gone lay stomping. Okay, probably not. Okay, maybe there's a little stomping. Abby can be kind of eccentric sometimes. But at this point, she's just kind of marching out towards the gardens, out into just the nice, comfortable, woodsy area behind the house. And I mean, fall is late on, and it's cold, but it's not frozen yet. God damn it! So she'll be puttering out, and she has a mission. So presuming that she is hitting the Umbra,
Oh yeah.
she will
I don't
be.
think she's actually left the Umbra yet.
That's true. That's true. You are still in the Umbra, so you put out, and I mean, there's all manner of things hither and thither. And while you may not be marching like straight towards the well, or with a particular destination, you've at least set out with a goal in mind. And this beautiful image here that I'm like Vanna hands waving, but you can't see, is probably the first, optimal situation that she will find walking out in search of another water spirit. I mean, they're all over the place. It's rained lately, so there are a number of opportunities, but this will be the first and perhaps most appealing one that crops up right off the bat. And sure enough, there will be a couple of maybe one. We'll just put one to make it easy. It's one of these little guys like splish splashing around in there, having a good old time. Carefully splashing. If he splashes all the water out, he's in trouble. So he's still having a good old time. Periodically, we'll even say that you catch sight of him because, as usual, there are an abundance of crows and ravens about the property. They're all over the place. They're more abundant than like the collective songbird population. Really, they just seem to really like being around the house. Go figs. What with the
Yeah, I mean
crow?
she figured that out a while ago, but she still honestly treats the crows like they're friends because they've been civil to her, the whole
Yeah.
time. And
So
she feeds them periodically. Like she'll occasionally come back with she did the Google, and once or twice she showed up with, once it was like a large tin of unsalted peanuts, and once it was like, you don't know how she managed to get half a bag of dog food, but she did.
she's got a knack for finding things. But yeah, what will alert her to the presence of the little pool is she's puttering along and kind of glancing around, and even if she wouldn't have glanced it on a scan, a small stream of water shoots up, hitting one now agitated crow spirit and provoking a caw of annoyance as he flutters off to a higher branch and proceeds to go out, shaking himself off and aggressively preening. Because how very fucking dare, as this little guy starts cackling and bubbling.
And she giggles and just kind of shakes her head like, I wish it was that easy sometimes. But it never is. And she'll kind of hunker down and make what are undoubtedly, I don't know, weird little burbling noises or something at the little dude.
And what will she say?
That is a tiny pool.
It is.
It looks fun though.
It is. It's the best pool. It's my pool. I am the king of the pool.
Oh.
Pulls himself up.
Do you have a crown?
I got a crown. Hold on. I got this. And there is some kind of vaguely constipated looking expressions as it goes about bubbling aggressively and finally manages to kind of sploosh up some droplets to kind of, if gravity was backwards, those would be droplets going upwards that briefly form a crown. And it pulls itself up and it's got this and finally just kind of starts splooshing downwards again. But
very impressive.
Off for a second.
Yeah. Where do you go when the pool's not here?
Usually, we go down there. And he points towards the ground. Or we go up there. And points towards the clouds.
She kind of like blinks at the news that, the cycle of water is in fact alive and well in the world of magic as well. It was like, huh. I clearly did not expect that.
When I go to sleep.
Okay. Do you see things when you're up there in the sky?
Oh, I'm asleep for that. I'm asleep until I am water again.
Oh,
And then I'm awake.
that makes sense.
Yes.
Kind of like looks over at the crow.
The
Now
crow
you
is
see
still...
things in the sky.
There's kind of a raspy call of agreement as he continues to ever so indignantly preen and fluff his feathers. But yeah, there's a call of agreement. You definitely get the overall tone.
And she kind of like hums to herself, like, I don't know how to ask this question. I don't even know if I want to ask this question. Just plops down next to the little tree pool. Bill says there's monsters out there that I'm supposed to fight. Like I'm good at fighting anything.
No, it's ironically, though it's not the direction you might expect it to come from. This little guy who like swells up in a little like sploosh and is like, oh yes, very good at it.
I'm really not.
Oh, but you will be. You are Gaia's teeth and her claws, so you will kill the bad things and keep us safe. So we don't get tainted. We look so ugly when we're tainted. It's so bad. Did you see? Intensa.
I haven't seen anything. I'm not even sure I believe it's real.
Oh, I
That
will show you.
sounds crazy.
Come look. He like starts making the little like come here, like desperately like come
She'll
look.
lean
Oh
over.
my god. And he actually stills up briefly. So you're looking down in the little pool. And he finally has to chill for a hot second. You can tell it's like he's like hyperventilating. It's hard to stay still that long. But eventually it stills and you see his little reflection. And he gives the tiniest little movement, and there's a ripple. And as it smooths out again, instead of seeing a reflection of him, you see a reflection of this.
What's that?
Oh, that's what we look like when things are bad. When they get in the water. Bad things got in the water, and they made us look like
It
doesn't look bad.
oh, he's like wailing, like, no, but it's ugly.
well, it's not as cute as usual.
Oh no, it's we didn't forget yet, but we still remembered. We were only a little bit bad, but then it gets bad and we do bad things.
She kind of squints and starts seeing like little things like the weird black veins in the tail, and is like, actually, maybe that doesn't look good.
It's very bad. You should have seen Mom. Mom got even worse.
Mom? Who's
Oh
Mom?
yes, we call her Mom. She's in the well.
I don't know if I met her. I met a lot of them, and a lot of you in the well, but not.
There's another, flutter of
Searches her memory.
to create ripples. And as again the ripples clear, this one is probably in your reflection instead of his. But it's this.
Oh wow,
Uh-huh.
that's beautiful.
She is
I
very pretty.
Definitely don't remember meeting her.
She lives in the well with us.
Maybe I didn't go deep enough.
Oh, maybe not. You should get him down to show you. He made her better.
Anton doesn't want to show me anything.
He will. He will. He will. He'll show you, Mom. He made her better.
How do you make people better?
Well, she was like us. So
And it gives another like flicker. And the reflection of the swirling thing, and it's almost like you're looking down as opposed to looking like at a person peering over, so you can see all of her tentacles and whatnot, like the tendrils. It's very pretty. But let me find. Please load faster. Computer, bless. There we go.
Oh,
Comes
dear.
that. And basically, I mean, obviously, it's still very large. It still gives an impression of power, but this one is, again, you see a lot of the black veins. You see a lot of the nastiness. All of the love and life is out of the eyes. The teeth are shark-like. It's like it feels malicious just looking at it.
How do you make people better?
oh, he had to. Oh, he had to go save her.
I know you can heal people.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it, but I'm not. I don't know how.
We can teach you. But yeah, she was wrong and bad and very scary. And we remembered enough and we were scared because she started eating us.
Oh no.
It was very bad. But then one day, Anton came and he played with us in the water and he talked to us and we told him that we needed help and he said yes. And so we went with him and we helped and he had to fight her and make her weak enough that we could help. And then we cleaned her so that she was herself again.
And she
And
kind of
Anton
nods
Helped through
slowly.
that too. I had to clean all of the worm taint off of her because it was making her do bad things. It was from down in the tunnel. It's from a long time ago, and people kept throwing trash in. So we got dirtier and dirtier until it got like that.
I need to finish looking at the tunnels.
And while you're having this conversation, for what it's worth, you're peering at this thing. And during story time, the crow hops down, and at one point hops, maybe not in the water, but on the rim, and peers down at his own reflection, peers at the various changing reflections. He thinks about this and processes it. And he flicks kind of an intelligent glance between you, and flits off.
And she kind of glances after him, but doesn't really worry about it particularly. It's the crows. They come and go as they please.
Yep.
I would like to learn how to make people better and how to make things clean. If I have to do things and I know I can't just go home.
It's okay. I will show you how to make people clean and how to make them better. And you will go and you will use it and you will make people clean and better for us too.
And she nods.
So when we need help, we will call you. And since we teach you a thing, you will help.
Always.
Yes.
And I will just deduct it from the XP will be getting for this scene and last. And he will begin, if you would like to have it and don't already, to teach you Mother's Touch first off.
I do not.
All right. The Natural Leisure, however, you put it in there for free to add Mother's Touch. And while I'm doing this bit with Anton, you will also, it will be teaching you the basics of that. And it does say, oh, you should have learned to clean because we taught Anton and But I will teach you too. And we'll also teach
She
you.
probably was just like, he doesn't tell me anything.
That's okay. He will tell you, and I will tell you. We will teach you all the things, and you will be the best, and you will help.
And yeah, I totally have the XP for it. I haven't been spending it.
Yeah. And then it'll teach you the rite of cleansing as well. Meanwhile, back over at the house, because Anton does have pretty good renown with pretty good rapport with his tribal brood. He may be in the Tellurian, but sooner or later there will be a crow that flits over and lands on his windowsill and goes tick 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 tick.
Is he sitting there on his own, smoking a cigarette, or well, not on his own? I imagine Heidi's puttering around somewhere, and he'll open the window, lets
Yep.
it in, so it flits on his shoulder.
It kind of does a little antsy dance on the sill. You do tend to interact with the storm crows more than the ravens or the crows.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of the random ones. So it's not going to necessarily flit right in onto your shoulder, but it kind of does an antsy dance and chirrups at you or calls at you, and then proceeds to kind of flit down to the closest tree and glance up.
Gives his spread of hands like, what? What's wrong?
It flits up. Are you standing right by the window again?
Yes.
It basically flits over and kind of delicately picks up one of your fingers and kind of nibbles and tugs on it, and then flits out again.
Oh boy, Lassie, did fucking someone fall down a well? And it's just sarcastically as he's going out. Walk around, come out, kind of give a frown. He'll fuck it. He'll take the time to shift into the Umbra. He'll just tell Heidi I'll be back, and take the time to shift into the Umbra.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 quick second. But yes, Lassie helps. If you call this bird Lassie forevermore, it might not love you.
But yeah, he'll follow it in the Umbra, shifting over.
Then yeah, it just kind of it leads you along. Because let's face it, I mean, you're a Ragabash. It's a crow. The spy for spy thing. Yes, 3 for the gift. It's just kind of a thing. But yeah, you'll get brought close enough to spot that Abby is there, standing in front of the little pool, and has freshly, like, you'll see the wrapping up of. In fact, you'll probably even see her holding like a small smoldering stick, like as she is being coached by a tiny spirit.
Just watches the whole process, doesn't say anything. Again, when Anton's quiet, he's almost near impossible to hear, so he just watches this whole thing.
And I will leave it to you guys if you want to do roll-offs and whatnot. But, well, he is watching.
Yeah, we can, yeah. I mean, she does attempt to pay attention despite the accusations that have been leveled.
And yeah, meanwhile, it is describing as you're learning. It's showing back and forth images of, like, what a water gaffling looks like, tainted and untainted, what the at least jackling looks like, and it might even drop the terms here and there thoughtlessly, but it will continue to flicker back and forth between the images, showing her the visible difference of corruption.
And at some point, she'll probably put like the little smoldering stick in her teeth, pull out the notebook, and start scribbling things down again. She misspells everything.
That's
Perfect.
perfect.
It's hooked on phonics. It's great.
Hey, phonetic spelling is a thing. And then it's, she's taking notes. It starts launching into this epic tale. It's convinced this is the most epic of stories. And it is pretty much the epic tale of this one time when they first met Anton, and he came and he saw that there was a thing and it looked like this. And let me use a spare picture here. Put that thing in here before I forget that it exists. Bane. All right, this is. Oh Lord, did I not move it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is not the most artistic of depictions, but basically it shows an image of something like that. It looks like a rent and living and dripping nasty ass garbage bag, essentially.
Ew.
And it's like, and it was at our pool, and it was poisoning us, and it was bad, and it was awful. And he came, and he got all big, and he killed it, like grr,
like making the gestures and everything.
Yeah, that's ew.
Oh, it was bad. People kept leaving
Yeah.
trash. They left a whole bunch of trash all over because they're jerks.
Yeah, people do that at the beach all the time too.
It's bad. It makes bad things, and then the bad things poison other things, and then everyone's poisoned, and we all get bad, and we never remember again, unless one of you comes.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, some of it makes sense. The cleaning things, and I mean, I pick up trash anyway, like and talking to people and healing them, and I don't know, for all I know, I can learn how to cure cancer, and that's great. It's just everybody keeps talking about fighting and killing people, and
That's because some of the poison monsters are big, and they're really bad. Like the ones in the caves. They're super big.
but not
Some of them are really big.
monsters.
They are.
People.
Sometimes people are monsters.
You want to see what it does to people?
And she just doesn't startle exactly, but looks over. Does not look especially pleased that he's there, but that's not too surprising. Yes.
And walk over, kneels down, and bumps the little spirit playfully on the head, as always.
Yeah, you get splooshed.
Can you show her one of the ones I saw? Describe the one that he saw eating Carla's mom.
Oh, yes.
And he will describe and probably even hopefully name a thin bone.
Yeah, he'll say thin bone.
And the water kind of does the ripple again, and this is the creature depicted in it.
Oh God.
That thing was inside the mother of a friend of mine.
That was a
I-
person?
It was inside her,
Oh God.
eating her alive. When we looked at her in the Tellurian, I noticed she was getting thinner and thinner and thinner. It was feeding on her like it was...
Cancer.
Yeah. Then when I killed it, poof, she started putting on weight again. She's taking diet pills, you see. From
A lot of people
Magadon.
do.
From Magadon. Every time she took the pill, the thing got stronger and stronger.
The water spirit proceeds to make a very very crude kind of bubbling noise.
I agree.
Okay.
Clears it again, glancing up like this is the best game.
Mm,
Oh. Oh, you fixed it?
I fixed it.
Oh, it must have been a baby.
It was. I got it lucky. I crept up behind it and I held onto it long enough that I could bite its head off.
Oh God.
That's what you have to do.
Those are Fomori. That's different. They're bad. They're real bad. Looks over at Abby. They're real bad.
I'll show you another one. Show her the pseudo-scrag.
Oh, yes. In the cave.
There's another
Yeah.
ripple. This one's much quicker because it's not having to think as hard about it. And there's one of these.
Oh.
That one looks like Satan.
This one will be similar, but not quite as Satan. Actually, Satan is pretty healthy for a pain spirit, but most of the pain spirits, you'll notice that their joints are kind of kinked out to weird directions. It's like they're kind of warped
Right, but the
painfully. This one,
similarity
it's-
is there.
there is. It's similar in that it's very slender. It looks nasty, but this one doesn't have any of the kinked out weird limbs. It doesn't look like it's warped. It's just disgusting.
They used to travel in packs down in the cave. There's probably still some around. Up in the top of Natural Bridge. They used to eat them.
There's another aggressive noddling.
Show her the cave troll. The big one.
Ooh.
Boop.
That used to come after you killed enough of them and nearly killed them all. I had to fight one of my own before. And it was just me.
Bill says fighting things on your own is hard.
I managed long before Bill came. Long before Bill came.
It'll actually kind of ripple in a vague kind of it's a little bit of a ripply area, but vaguely like human shaped, where the person comes up to maybe like just above its knee.
She just gives Anton this look like that's not what I meant.
He's not looking at it, he's just staring down at it.
Oh, he was by himself.
All by
know.
myself. It was easy. I aim for the neck. Blood went everywhere.
There's a kind of protesting ripple when he says it was easy.
Smirks. Okay, it
There's
was
another
not
rude
easy.
noise.
Hey. Whose side are you on here?
Points at the woman made of water.
Shakes his head, smirking.
But I like you too.
Better. I've done a lot of shit for you.
Yes.
So why not tell me any of this before?
Tried.
Did not.
Tried.
You yelled at me and told me that I was going to die if I didn't stop making noise. That's about the extent of what happened.
I tried before, but you didn't want to listen to me, and I didn't want to listen to you. And to be honest, I get a bit rattled when everyone starts yelling and shouting in that group. It's too fucking opinionated. Everyone wants to hear what they want to hear. I do it too. I'm not going to be a fucking guardian angel about this shit. I just get too frustrated.
I'm not Heidi.
Heidi's seen worse than you.
That's not what I mean.
Show the spider.
City spider?
No.
Just makes a
The
kind
spi-
of disgusted noise again.
The spider that infests people. You know the one.
So it again kind of gives an obnoxious, a vaguely annoyed ripple because gross. But finally does a bit of a whirl around the pool thoughtfully. It apparently has to think about it a few times for a couple laps. But after paddling for a bit, it finally props up at the end and dunks its hands in, and the ripples will resolve into something like that. albeit it'll be first one, and it actually kind of animatedly, in kind of almost stop animation style, kind of moves across, and then it'll show more of them, smaller, but kind of swarming together.
These things infested people. They used to take them and then put them inside the people. My sister's boyfriend was taken. Guy I knew, my brother knew him, was taken. That's where I found Heidi and her parents.
Which is why you don't want Bill talking to her about it.
Bill, if Bill talks to her about it, I'll break his jaw again.
He doesn't have to.
Nobody goes near Heidi and talks to her about it.
I don't think anyone has to. That's what I'm saying. The little kitten with the owl head. It does things with memories. It takes them if you want to let it. And dreams. I'm pretty sure that
Whose idea was that? Sage.
when
Look
you're done,
over.
I'll finish my sentence.
I see. Finish
No,
your
I'm pretty
sentence.
sure you don't, actually. I'm reasonably certain that just making random deals with it and not giving a really good thought to what the consequences could be would be stupid, obviously. But it does not take a rocket scientist to realize that a lot of people here have memories and dreams that are a problem. And eventually something's going to have to be done about it.
I see. So you want to magic the solution away with spirits instead of letting them learn to handle it themselves.
I see your nose is better. Why is it better?
Because I'm a guru.
Oh, so magic.
Okay. So I take the memories of the shit I've seen. I lose that experience. I lose that familiarity. I lose that. As shit as it is to think about it.
What did I just say?
You do whatever spirit deals you want. But you better ask permission for people in their nightmares, especially Jane. She even finds out you're doing that and wow.
I think we've reached the point in this conversation where you've decided, as you said, that you would like to listen to what you feel like saying and not actually listen to what's
I'm just
being
saying,
said.
if you want to go around helping cure other
I didn't
people's
say I was going to
nightmares,
do any
that's
such
fine.
thing. I said that it might be an option that would help and should be considered.
Like I said, as long as they give consent.
I
don't...
unlike some people, don't randomly decide to run other people's lives.
Really? Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying I'm doing?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay then. Okay then.
Are you going to try and tell me that you haven't just wandered in randomly on multiple occasions and told people what they're going to do and how they're going to do it?
Like I said, if that's what you want to do, you go survive on your own then. See how long you last. When you kill your dad, you know? Come talk to me then. Because your dad gets infested by a bane and fucks up your friend. Then you have to kill
You
him.
know, Anton, just because you have horrible trauma and severe emotional issues doesn't mean you have to take them out on literally everybody else around you. It makes this
Cool.
a lot harder for everybody.
Cool. You know what? You do what you want, Abigail. If you want to make a spirit deal, that's fine. As long as you talk, like I said before, as long as you talk to the person you're making it for, cool. I don't know why you're fucking fighting with me over it.
Because you're being an asshole.
Get over it. How about that?
Why?
Because this is what you want from me. What do you want from me? That I'm going to be all, hold your hand and let's go to band camp, Abby? No.
No, actually, what I would like is what you were doing 10 minutes ago, which was actually finally telling me something productive.
Yeah, before you fucking snapped at me.
I snapped at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you napped my fucking throat ever since you fucking came.
Because
You know what?
every single time I turn around, you treat me like I am 5 years old.
Yeah,
You
because
refuse to listen to what I say, ever. And you treat me like a child without ever explaining yourself.
you act
Ever.
like a fucking child. Because you think like one.
You're the one that got into a fist fight with somebody this afternoon because you're mad at him.
Because I wouldn't let him fucking...
No.
Do you see what happens to Heidi? Do you? No. No, you don't. I'm the one who takes care of her. I'm the one who stays up with her all night. I'm the one who gets her cream for her scars that she cuts herself deep with. I'm the one who does it. I don't say a fucking word. Ever. I am not letting him put her through that again.
You're doing it again.
What? So I'm the bad guy now for sticking up for Heidi?
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you
No,
did.
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
No, but you're fine. It's cool. Whatever. Whatever. I get a bit fucking stressed. And you know what? Maybe Bill's had that punch to the face coming to him because he's treated everybody like shit. But no, I'm the bad guy. That's fine. Whatever. I'll deal with it. Like I always fucking do.
By chasing away literally everybody that wants to help.
Well, maybe I'll manage to do it on my own. I've managed just fine without all of you.
Barely, from the sounds of it.
I managed. At least I won't have anyone fucking knocking at me all the time, or I won't have someone trying to fucking push Heidi to something. No, I'll be fine. I'll get it. I'll deal with it.
You gonna punch Heidi's problems to death?
If they need punching to death, yeah, I'll do it. Make sure she's safe.
Why are you so unwilling to let anyone else help?
I never said you couldn't, but I'm not doing it his way. No matter how much of a little antsy he gets.
No, I don't think his way would be good.
It won't. It'll just set her back again and again and again.
That's because Bill's job is
Bill's
literally...
a fucking asshole who's blocking out his own
Anton.
feelings and projecting them out on others just as much as I do.
Okay, as long as we're clear on that.
Just as much as I do. And he won't ever admit it. At least I can.
Yeah, well, that's step one in our handy-dandy 12-step program.
Yeah.
All I am asking is that you let me help. Stop pushing me away. Stop criticizing everything that comes out of my mouth. And stop rack-baming me up in cotton like I'm Heidi 2.0, but without the trauma.
Is that a bad thing?
It is really hard to sit here and get told two completely opposing things on a daily basis and feel like I'm accomplishing anything or like I really ought to be here. Yes, it's a bad thing.
Right. So you want me to take you out there and we'll go out and we'll fucking wipe out these wormish drug dealers. You know, I'll fucking rip them apart and you follow me, yeah? Cool. You know, they will go undercover and make sure make sure people are safe and end up keeping them safe and they get the shit kicked out of them by those same people. Maybe I just don't want.
Well, it's
maybe
too late. The water spirit already spilled your secret, so I know that killing isn't the only thing you do to help people either. Can we move on from that now?
He stands up. Yeah, goodbye, Abby.
Water spirit blinks like, wait.
Look over his shoulder. Cool. You want to downplay the shit I see? It's fine. That's fine. That's more than fine. You know? Whatever.
And she's just sitting there next to the little tree and just shaking her head like, I can't talk to you.
You stop and turn. Maybe I just don't want you to be like me.
I'm trying. I don't really want you to be like you either.
Yeah, well, maybe I just don't want you to be that. Sue me. Maybe I want you to actually be fucking a good person. Not a good person, but have some fucking semblance of innocence left. Maybe I'm trying to delay the inevitable, which is what's going to happen to what's going to happen. And maybe, yeah, I'll get shit for it. Just wanted people to be people for a change.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, well. As much as I'm a guru, I'm still a kid.
How old are you?
17.
Jesus. I'm older than you are.
Everybody is. But I've been at this the longest. I've seen the most,
Does that make you older in dog years?
pretty much.
Sorry, that was pretty good.
Maybe I just don't want another me walking around.
I'm not gonna become you. I promise.
You don't promise that. Don't do that to yourself. That's like saying the rain won't come. You're going to lose people. You're going to see shit. Don't promise yourself you're not going to be something when you don't know where you're going.
All I'm asking is that instead of yelling at me about how dark the road is, tell me what's on it.
There's Banes. There are those things you see in the water there. There is one that he winces. You can see it. There's a lot of emotion in his face when he turns. Feeds on just it infests. It can generate through your own feelings and the desire there, and it manifests through that. And it can take over people and make them do things and then leave.
And then they're stuck with what they've done.
I don't think they even subconsciously know.
How much is Anton going to describe the thing that he's talking about?
He's going to describe. It's like he did just to describe that taint, that heavy worm taint that he saw on his dad's bed thing.
Will he even vaguely gauge over the kind of things it made him do?
Yeah, he'll start to, and I mean, Abby's will watch him actually start to shake very violently.
And basically, yeah, the overall tone of the things he lists is the idea of it has to violate something in some way. And while he's talking and Anton's starting to shake and react very viscerally to what he's describing, the water spirit does putter. And finally, it's one of those things that Abby will see just out of the corner of her eye as it reaches down and touches the water again. And it resolves an image of something that looks kind of like for lack of better description, almost like a big fleshy flower with numerous male and female legs to scuttle it along. But it starts kind of resolving this image in the pool as he's talking about it. So she's got 2 points of input in both that Anton is obviously being very much shaken by what he's describing, and in that there's finally an image there.
And she just like briefly reaches towards Anton because she'd like to try and comfort him, but like has zero idea how.
What are you doing exactly? Reaching.
Kind of like reaches. She kind of gets like halfway into that like arms up like hug offer and then like pulls back and just looks awkward and kind of upset.
I do kind of stand there. It's that very like confused, like I don't know if I should hug you because then I wouldn't be. It's written all over him. It's very conflicted. Not because he doesn't want to, it's because like I have to keep up this, like I am tougher than anything, all of you combined, you know what I mean? Versus I'm a terrified 17-year-old boy.
She kind of like gets a glimpse of the thing in the water and just like, oh God. Takes a deep breath and pushes up to her feet and then just goes over and just hugs him. And it is awkward, like at least to start with, but just be hug.
I back it down and took my eye off the ball and got her hurt by that thing.
Is it dead yet?
I don't know. I don't think I killed it. I think I just killed my dad instead.
Then we'll find it.
Just scared that I'll end up getting someone else hurt as well.
You're not Superman.
That's what everyone
Not even
calls me.
Superman. Even Superman, there's some collateral damage. Does it make it okay? I'm not saying that it is. But you can let other people help. Like not going after the drug dealers on your own. That was good.
He's staring at the pool. She'll see it. Like she's hugging him and looks up, and his eyes are fixed on that fucking image.
She's just kind of like half looped around him with her head leaned on like the back of his shoulder.
Yeah, he finally has an image. It's a hideous, like, very inhuman, very, very unreal looking thing. Most of the things you guys have fought have looked humanoid. They've had, a head, arms, legs.
Like monsters, not like something out of a terrifying drug-fueled anime.
Yeah, and this one is definitely the latter. It even kind of artistically, because the spirit still has his hands kind of poked down into the water, there's even the impression of kind of a plume, kind of like an effect you'd see in a video game almost. Like there's some sort of weird, I don't know,
Like it's releasing
hormone or
spores
pheromone
like a
or-
mushroom.
kind of, yeah. It definitely doesn't have any distinctive like specks that flit off. It's almost like a little cloud it emits now and again as it makes this hideous motion of like scuttling around on all these very human legs.
There you are.
We'll find it. And when we're done with it, it will never hurt anybody else ever again.
There'll be another one eventually. That's how there'll be more of them.
Then we just have to learn to be faster.
That's why we're killing these drug dealer things, ironically. One of them, the vampire.
Vampires are real?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck.
We
You know what? No, for fuck's sake. This is. Oh my god.
we didn't tell most of you. Not because we've been trying to keep that one on the quiet because we didn't want people panicking.
She doesn't appear to be panicking. She has gone from like cheek pressed against the back of his shoulder to just like face just mushed against his scapula. Like, oh my god.
Mainly because this one is a bit more complex than just anything. The vampire ones are more complex. The one we're looking at definitely has Wormtail, but I've met another one that doesn't.
Wait, a vampire?
Not as said. Her name's Renee.
So are some of them just people like us?
I wouldn't call her that. She keeps her head down and does her business. She's a social feeder.
Ew. And she will slowly release the hug. That just sounds gross.
A shrug. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't know half of what we know.
Well, that's useful then, I guess.
I talk to her every now and again. I don't want her knowing about you all. I don't know how much I can trust her yet.
I'm all for erring on the side of caution. I just, like I said, the more we know, the more we can help about what's going on. I mean, I'm not talking about Bill and Heidi, which, yeah, no, there's got to be some way to get Bill the information he needs without upsetting Heidi. That's not okay. Like, if we just sacrifice one person, this isn't like Spock and the reactor core and the greater good. Like, it doesn't work that way.
At least somebody's finally talking sense, actually.
We look like monsters, but if we start acting like them, then
Bill can get his info through the spirits like I did. That's how I learned. You ask.
yeah, they told me about the tribes and the spirits that I guess they're named after. They weren't really clear on that point. But I get the impression that there's a lot of us somewhere.
Just not here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the 5 successes are the water spirit is still playing in the pool.
What?
What the fuck is that?
What is that?
Oh, that's what happens when a garden gets really bad. That's what like when we found it. And then they brought her here. They made her clean, and they brought her here. Because even when spirits get really, really, really bad, usually you can still fix them. People, though, they break. Or they get broken and can't be fixed. So sometimes you can't. But the garden could.
So things on the other side, what's the word for the other side? Not this side. This is the
Tellurian.
I forget.
The Umbra.
Right. So things in the Tellurian are more breakable, kinda.
Yes.
And things here are just kind of deformable.
Mhm.
Because it's more spirit stuff.
Kind of like me. I can go into the ground and into the air and break into little bitty pieces and then come back together and then I wake back up. And if you killed me
to a person, it
and-
doesn't work so well.
yeah, if you kill me, I fade away and I'd go to sleep. And then I come back. But people don't fade away and come back.
No. No, they don't.
Not really. I mean, I've heard stories that people get reincarnated, but it's not really the same, even if it does work.
It's kind of like playing with this, making the
It's
lights pulse.
yeah, just watch it.
Yeah, she's
Peop-
just kind of watching it too. Like,
The people we
I'll-
killed the other night,
yeah,
they've been passing out worm-tainted drugs.
yeah. Once Bill woke up to explain what was actually going on, and Sage is really bad at communicating sometimes.
Look over. Well, what did he say?
I asked him about the murdered people, and the explanation he gave was a lot more sociopath than
There's an eyebrow raise. Just like
vigilante.
there's an eyebrow raise.
So, yeah.
Sociopath.
He said that you killed people because you needed information and then didn't think that it was safe to let the rest of them live, which is probably, in some respect, technically true, but left out some kind of key points.
Did he? That is interesting.
He did then correct himself afterwards, but
still
sometimes he's just really dumb.
Very interesting. I see. I'll tell you why I killed them.
Sure, why not?
Stands up and dusts himself off and watches, still looking down at the image, and will look back up. One, they're selling worm-tainted drugs to everybody.
He did finally mention that, which
Two.
made a lot more sense.
They made a threat against Becca and have tried to kidnap Becca. 3, there's a girl in there. Her name's Hazel. She's a friend of mine. I've been trying to get her out of that group. She has a sick brother. They've made threats against her brother, and when I found Hazel the other day, she was beaten so badly her ribs were cracked and has internal bleeding.
I can help with that, I think.
I healed her.
Okay.
So, the second we went into that warehouse, none of those men were walking out alive. Not because I needed the information. I
But
did need
because
the
they
info.
didn't really deserve to.
I did need the info, and I was thinking about letting one of them live. But the second I saw Hazel, no, not anymore. No mercy. That's why I killed them.
I can't really argue with that. I mean, I could, but I'm not you. And I know that. I'm not still kind of struggling with this whole fighting thing. I mean, she just kind of throws her hands up like, I don't know. I've never hit anything in my life, like not on purpose.
He'll reach.
And now I am the teeth of Gaia, and
Mm.
I'm
Reach slowly and take both of her hands very softly.
she'll let him.
I was in your position the first time. I was just as scared as you were.
I'm pretty sure you still are, Anton. If you weren't, you'd be less of a jerk.
I'm scared out of my mind.
And she kind of gives him this like lopsided little smile, like
I'm scared out of my mind, Abby.
that was like her moment of revelation. Like, huh. Yeah.
But I'm not going to tell you killing's easy. I'm not going to say any of that sociopathic shit. It's not. It's fucking awful.
She kind of like bobbles her head up and down.
But there are things you're going to have to fight against, and you won't know what you're doing. You'll scream, you'll cry, you'll vomit
I will
afterwards.
probably pee myself.
You will. And you will hurt for weeks on end after. Not in pain. He looks back and gives a whoa.
She looks over as well, like, what?
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
the
What
tunnel.
is that?
That is a gigantic snake that I fucked a metric ton of dynamite, so I hope to God it's dead.
She looks at the water spirit. Is it dead?
And it bobbles its head. Oh yes, we finished it off. But it was pretty dead. But then we cleaned it away.
Good. Jesus, that fucking scared the shit out of us the first time we saw that.
Oh, it's really big.
Yeah.
Really, really, really big. Filled the
What
whole
is it?
tunnel.
What's that called?
Um. I call it a gobbler.
God
Because it
bless.
gobbles us up.
I mean,
But that's probably not
seems
what it's called.
reasonable.
Mom probably knows.
I have to ask your mom one day.
Yes.
I have probably a lot of questions for her, actually.
No, she come see us at the well.
I should. I mean, I do. With the full moon, but
Oh no, not that well. The other well. The big well.
there's a big well. Looks over at Anton like
Like
what?
spreads its hands out like the biggest well.
That
That's
would
where I found
explain.
all of these.
That would explain why I never met her.
Yeah, she's right at the bottom. It's a hell of a drum. Go
She
through
kind
though.
of shrugs, like I don't actually need to breathe air over here, so
Still have a hell of a go through though. You'll be it's like a roller coaster ride.
It's fun. Starts bouncing, splashing, bouncing, bouncing, bouncing.
I'll come visit soon then.
Yes.
What's your plan then for these dreams with Heidi?
I don't know. Maybe I don't think just taking things away is good. Just erasing pieces of people is you'd end up like Jane.
Yeah,
Maybe if there's something that can dull the edges a little bit so it doesn't cut so bad.
problem is a lot of those memories are attached to people she cares about, like her parents.
Yeah.
You dull the edge too much, and
You lose it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not right, but
what exactly are you guys wanting or looking for, you or Bill, or whoever the hell?
I think Bill just wants information on what we are and what's out there. And I think that I can get from other spirits, and I'm just gonna ask and see if we can do it, without bothering anybody that gets upset. But I do understand that, I mean, he's right. There's a lot of
Heidi's-
terrifying stuff out there, and the more that we know what's going on and who might be helpful and who not,
It is, but
then it's
Heidi,
better. But Heidi.
Heidi herself, even without the trauma aside, she has a limited understanding because, well, she knows much. I don't think her parents kept her that much in the loop.
It doesn't look like it, no.
So even if you did get decent, it wouldn't be what he's looking for.
I think he's just hoping for a link to more of us. And honestly, I don't think Heidi necessarily has it. But sometimes Bill latches onto ideas and gets really excited.
And I hope to God that slap I gave him fucking sets it out of his head.
I think it's made pretty clear to everybody that nobody touches Heidi to do much of anything except you, which I would have thought was pretty clear to start with, but she kind of shrugs.
So why are you wanting to look in her dreams? Or look at them?
I don't want to.
Okay.
If something happens and we absolutely there's I don't know, some crazy piece of information somehow in her head that we need, there might be a way to get it out without upsetting her. That's all. I really don't want to go that
It'll be,
route unless
it'll be
it's some
something that
kind of emergency, though.
it'll be something I'd have to talk to Heidi about.
Of course. You don't mess with somebody else's head without asking them. That's like rape.
Yeah.
But I'll try and see if I can get information from the spirits instead, and that should keep Bill, I don't know,
Like I said,
occupied or
I
something.
made my statement to him.
Boy, did you. You knocked him cold.
Yeah, well, if he makes the statement again, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
There was a guy. His name is JJ. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I wasn't perfect,
None
was
of us
me.
are perfect.
but he didn't want to listen. He didn't want to hear it.
Your methods of communication on occasion leave something to be desired. Maybe if somebody else turns up, we could leave the pep talk to someone who's a little bit more personable and a little less
Jaded.
sure.
That's fine with me. I don't get on with people anymore. Only when I have to.
You're just bad at following up statements which are in fact factually correct. Like, if you're not careful, you're going to end up dead with any kind of explanation that makes them seem more rational.
Like I said, I'm good for people when I have to be to make it out there. All you guys? Shrugs. Been on my own too long, I think.
That's fine. I think now we're mostly on the same page. We can probably stop yelling at each other.
Shrugs idly. People always like to yell at me.
I don't particularly like yelling at anybody.
Hmm.
It makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah. He just shakes
Probably
his
am
head.
going to puke if I get in a real fight.
I did, so you're not having much to live up to.
Oh, now I got to keep it down. Just because.
He just shrugs
She makes like a
idly.
scrunchy face at him, like, that would be better. Knowing damn well that she's not going to be any better. But yeah, so, okay. I will go on an information hunt then. And we'll see if we can track down the creepy flower thing.
Just do me one favor. Don't mention
Yeah?
to Becca what we're doing about that thing.
We're
As
not
far
doing
as she-
anything until we find it, figure out what its weaknesses are, and how not to get possessed and or die.
I'm just gonna say, as far as she's concerned, the matter's closed.
Well, yeah. No, this
Just
is me looking for information and then giving it to you. This is not like some kind of crazy group discussion that I'm going to announce at dinner time in the
no, I
den in
know,
front of the fireplace. So this is
I know. It's just something to keep in mind. As far as she's concerned, the matter's closed, and she's moved on from it as
okay.
much as she can.
Yeah, well,
I don't want her wigged out again.
I mean, yeah.
No, I'm just letting you know. I'm not giving you shit. You wanted to know. I'm letting you know.
And she nods very firmly, like,
I would have swore if I was giving you, I would have probably swore at you if I was giving you shit.
but she has like that like very I am concentrating expression, like I will remember this thing and no one else is allowed to know about it except you. I will remember. I will remember. Without writing it down. Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, just so you know.
What?
I have killed an innocent person before.
Did you do it on purpose?
No. I thought she was here when it was the time that I had Heidi. The first time, and I had just gotten her out of that spider lair, and she was freaking out. I heard someone drive up the laneway to here. I didn't know who she was. She crashed her car, started ringing on the phone, and I had Heidi, and I was on my own, and I panicked and made a decision. That was the first actual person that I killed. Everything else had been monsters.
And she kind of nods, like doesn't make eye contact, but kind of nods. I'm not going to tell you that it's okay because it's not.
But
But
don't worry, I still see her when I dream. I buried her and I said I was sorry and cried and vomited and hate myself.
if you could talk to her again, dude, would you want to?
Part of me does, yeah, and part of me is afraid.
I'll find out if it's possible.
She should be right over there by the graveyard. So I buried her. Made sure she was in the proper grave.
I'll find out if it's possible.
Just nods idly, absent-mindedly. Just wanted you to know that I'm not a total sociopath.
I know you're not. And I know you're really only being a jerk because you don't want us all dead. But that's kind of hard to remember sometimes in the moment.
Yeah. Anyways, I should let you grow up even though I don't want to.
I'm gonna anyway. I'd just rather do it on my terms than by accident.
I know. I'm just never really been good at that shit. Plus, you remind me of someone who left recently, so there's a little bit of bias. He's turning to look at the crow, like squabbling at the fucking watchbird, like get, leave him alone.
If
not
I
your bird bath. If you want a bird bath, there is a bigger one.
It gets kind of shooting and does some little crow hopping off to the side.
Don't be a bull. Don't points. Don't be a bully.
Post squabble, however, the image has changed again.
Looks at that.
Who's that?
Crow poofs himself up like, yeah.
She looks back up at the crow. Who's that?
Oh, that's the knife.
It's my guru ancestor.
wonder what my ancestors look like. I mean, other than she kind of holds up her hand like,
Oh, I don't know.
Water. Smirks.
Your ancestors didn't follow us.
More cackling.
Anton lean up and just sniff, see if you can get any whiff of a pure breed.
Nope. She just smells like water.
They just can't smell anything.
yeah, I don't know. I don't really even remember what mom looks like.
Hmm. Were you adopted?
Yeah.
Your
They're
parents
my
would have
foster
adoption
parents, and then
Your parents would have adoption papers.
well,
They'd have
I
to
never asked
co-sign.
to look at them.
They'd have to
Well,
co-sign over, depending on the
she didn't-
circumstances.
She didn't sign anything.
That
she-
you know
She
of.
died when I was little.
That you know of.
I was in the foster system for almost a year. Before they took me in, and then I'm sorry.
Hey. Opens his arms and pulls her in, like, hey, oh, easy. You know, patting the back of her head.
Sorry. I don't talk
Hey,
about it
mate.
much.
Don't be apologizing for that. Nothing to apologize for.
They're I mean they're like a real mom and dad. So and I love them. I don't know. I wish I knew her better.
Well, maybe it's time you checked out those adoption papers.
She drowned when I was 4.
I'm sorry.
Everybody says well, not everybody. Most everybody says that she just slipped and conked her head and went under the water.
And your
Couple
dad?
people. I never knew him.
All right.
Couple people told me she was murdered, but
Murdered?
I don't know.
Who said that?
School bullies mostly.
They said that.
Yeah.
Were they?
Oh, back in Oyster. I mean, I think one of them. I don't really keep up with them. I mean, they're just.
You got a name?
She mumbles something.
I thought just nods at the back of his head like,
I mean, it's just. I just stopped talking to people mostly because I. It's just always easier to spend time out in the water anyway.
just nods very slowly like, yeah. No, I mean, fair.
Sorry, I'm being a total
What are you-
dummy.
What are you apologizing for?
She like lifts her arm up and like rubs it across her face. It's like, I'm not crying. I'm definitely. Yeah, nope, still crying.
She's not crying. She's just watery. It's fine.
Just
Dribbles
making extra
happen.
watery water. That's
You're just looking. What
great.
what are you apologizing for?
For acting like a child immediately after you admitted that I finally wasn't one.
Grieving over your parents and acting like a child. Missing your parents and acting like a child.
Okay. Sniffle, sniffle, sniffle.
Maybe you should talk to your foster kid parents about seeing the adoption papers.
I guess.
Or even.
My birth
Yep.
certificate has to be somewhere.
They probably would have it. They'd have to have it.
Yeah, no, they have to because we used it. We used it to get my learner's permit.
There you go. Which means you might be able to put something. Maybe your dad was on the fucking thing.
I'm not sure I want to meet somebody that didn't want enough to do with me that I ended up in the foster system.
I think we both know deep down what your dad is.
Maybe.
I mean, it has to come from somewhere.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I don't know.
He could be, very well could be, and I think being in this life long enough, I can see why he'd have to leave.
Maybe. I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe he's out there looking for you.
Maybe. Maybe he's one of the monsters.
Well, if it comes to that step, we'll handle it.
I guess I'll ask him. I just, I never really wanted to. They've been really good to me, and I felt like, asking too many questions is kind of like saying they weren't good enough.
I very
Like, I
much
know
dealt with.
you're taking care of me and everything, but I want to know about my real parents.
I very much doubt they'll think that. I think they'll just think it's a young lady very curious about where she came from.
I guess.
They raised you. They're your parents.
Yeah. No, they definitely are.
And as long as you
Nobody
keep
else
that
is.
as long as you keep that in your head, and they know that, why would they be mad at you?
I don't know. I just,
Maybe it's because you're doing what everybody does and panic.
um, maybe,
Just maybe.
maybe.
Just maybe.
Shut up.
Smirks. Don't worry, I won't tell any of the rest of you are pulling your eyes out.
Yeah, and I won't tell them that you stopped being a jerk for a change. They'd be all confused.
Good, yeah, no, there'd be a paradox and they'd
Yeah. Whole world would come crashing down.
whole thing, we'd lose the whole thing.
All right. Fine.
Well, I'm gonna go back to being a big jerk face.
All right. I'll
Don't
be
be
back in a little bit.
don't be apologizing for that stuff.
I'm really good at it though.
Don't. Try not to, at least.
All right.
If you need to talk to someone about that, like not just what happened or any of the trauma and stuff, but just the way you feel, my friend Susie's around. She'll understand some of it.
Wait, which one's Susie?
The redhead. She's not one of us. She's
Oh, right.
um,
The one with the camera.
the hat and the camera, yeah.
Yes.
Susie.
You
Susie.
have a lot of women. I'm just saying.
Everyone keeps saying that lately. Susie's special. She's not one of us. She's not some mystical being. She's just normal.
Be careful with that.
I'm very careful with Susie.
I know. I'm just saying.
There
But
you go.
yeah, I'll
Look over his shoulder. It's not like the jerk face is in love or anything, as he's walking off smirking.
Oh boy. She just shakes her head like, oh boy. All right. like flops back down next to the little tree stump. Well, that was. We'll go with unexpected. But good, I think.
A little head bobble, like, yes. You are leaking.
Reaches out and like tries to like touch her face. It's like leaning over there, just like, "Eh."
Yeah, people do that sometimes.
They do.
Thank you for the images. That was really helpful, actually.
Yes. Super helpful. The most helpful. And best.
And so kind of like reach over and exude like a gnosis, because I mean they help each other anyway. But he was like, that was really helpful, actually.
He actually like, he takes it and bowls it around and then like pulls it into himself like a little bloop. And as it dissipates into him, he again, much like most of the smaller ones do, he visibly actually grows a bit in size and as a result.
I am going to need a bigger notebook, I think. Especially if this one turns into a dictionary, which it might.
Ooh, just be careful. Gotta be careful.
Not to lose it and have somebody find it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's why there's no books.
Yeah, but I forget stuff a lot, so writing down like key points is kind of important.
They used to come and they would teach them over by the fountain, and I could hear them.
You heard the lessons?
Mhm.
Could you teach us?
Maybe.
I mean, I know it'd be like a big favor and we'd have to do something big in exchange, but that would be huge. I know that there's a ton of stuff that we're missing. Like there has to be.
Ooh, bunches and bunches.
And if there's a way to get information before something bad happens because of stuff that we didn't know, that would be good.
Does the fountain still work? I haven't been in the fountain in a long time. I don't think it has water anymore.
It doesn't. It doesn't, which means we probably have to make sure that the pipes aren't broken and
Yes.
she kind of like makes like squinty faces, like I gotta figure out where it runs. I have to find out. Like starts like chewing on her
Oh,
lip.
it goes down and down and down and down.
Right.
The same place as the other pipes.
Right. The question is where. Just like stands up and kind of holds her hands out to him. I don't know if she can actually carry water spirits or not.
I mean, normally you can't really extract them from a point of water without something to carry them on. But you are made of water, so I'm going to say that you can pretty harmlessly scoop him out of his little pool.
Let's kind of like cradle him and like.
Oh.
Let's see.
Disinfectant.
And yeah, we'll like turn and trot back towards the house.
You'll have a very small pool of water
Okay.
in your fountain.
The smallest pool.
You put them up in the little top tier thing. That little bowl.
Top tier. Like we gotta find out if there's there's got to be valves, I'm sure, that are probably turned off, but we also have to make sure that the pipes are intact and that nothing is cracked, and this and that, and we have to make sure nothing runs outside, because if any of it runs outside, then it's going to freeze and then the pipes will crack again, and that'll be bad too. And she's just like rambling as she
Heads back towards the house.
heads back towards the house with her new little friend.
New little friend and her new little project.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think with that, we can close this scene. Da-da-da.